5 habits you can copy from someone who's made over £30 million.
What are the top traits of multi-millionaires?
You will hear controversial statements and stuff no other influencer will tell you because they're afraid of offending their audience. But if you stick around till the end, you will have the full, uncut, no fluff or BS version. To be honest, this may not even be what you want to hear, but I guarantee that these traits will get you to where you want to go in life. Set goals, visualize, follow your passion, create 7 sources of income. What else have you heard you need to become rich? Well, today I'm going to set the record straight by sitting down with someone who has made over £30 million after leaving his corporate job.
So a quick trip to the car wash because I can't afford to be rolling up in my car, which looks like it has been through the desert for the last few weeks. And this is some of the problems. Sometimes when you buy nice things, you don't actually end up using them much. As you can tell, I don't drive this car very much, but every time I do drive it, I absolutely love it. No more cobwebs, and it no longer looks like it's been dragged through a desert. So when you have nice cars, you get greeted with 2 types of hellos. The first is people love the car, they want you to rev the engine and whatever else. The second type of hello is they usually wave at you and call you something beginning with W, which I'm sure you can guess. But either way, I've got love for both the haters and the lovers, but just a word of warning, if you have nice things or you drive nice cars, be prepared for 2 ends of the spectrum. Anyway, I think they're nearly done, so let's carry on the road and I'll tell you some more stuff.
Habit number 1, decision making. Making good decisions, but not only making good decisions, but making them quickly. One thing that separates average people from ultra successful people and millionaires is their ability to make decisions. Most people spend far too long making a decision, which in essence all they're doing is procrastinating making a decision. Maybe they're avoiding it, maybe they're scared, it could be whatever it is, but all successful people make quick decisions, and the more decisions they make, the more experienced they become, which allows them to make better decisions long term. Give you a story. Whenever we go to a restaurant, within 30 seconds to 60 seconds, this guy knows what he wants from the menu, and he's never been to the restaurant. Whereas most other people spend 5, 10, 15 minutes looking at the menu, maybe asking for assistance, or maybe even seeing the specials menu, whereas he knows what he wants. How does he know if it's going to be good or not? He doesn't, is the truth, but he's going to find out. There's a very famous story about General Norman Schwarzkopf. In the middle of the Gulf War, he came in and he said, listen, this is what we're going to do. And all the other generals looked around and said, how do you know that's the right move? He said, I don't, but I'm about to find out. So if you are at a stage in life where you are faced with making a decision, you need to make a decision, but you're putting it off for whatever reason, just make the decision, because the only thing that you are losing out on is time. See, because you got to remember, not making a decision is also a decision. And I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but I'm sure you hear what I'm saying. So trait number 1 is making decisions and making them quickly. If you have an opportunity to better yourself, do it. Number 2, do what needs to be done. In other words, if you need to stay up late to get something done, do it. If you need to wake up early, do that as well. because we all know what needs to be done, and many times we're just putting it off and off and off because it could be a challenging task or one that we're not familiar with, and that leads to procrastinating. But he said if you can have the discipline to do the boring work, you'll make far more progress than everyone around you. And I can speak from experience, because the thing that you are avoiding the most right now is probably the thing that you need to do the most. Then he decided to take me out for lunch. So we jumped into his Ferrari. And went for lunch. Now in the car, off camera, he revealed two of the best business models to start and grow right now. Everything that's going on in the economy, these two business models will always be successful. And I'm going to break that down for you as well. Number 3, know your numbers. The numbers that I'm talking about are business numbers. In other words, customer acquisition cost. How much does it cost for you, your business, to acquire a customer? If you do not know that number, then start there. The second number you need to know is your lifetime value, your customer lifetime value, which is made up of 2 significant factors. Number 1, how long does the customer stay with you? Number 2, how much do they spend? Those 2 metrics are arguably some of the most important numbers you need to know in business, because once you know how much a customer is worth to your business, you can then get to work to acquire that customer and make sure that your customer acquisition cost is substantially below what your customer lifetime value is. Because the truth is, most people simply do not know those 2 metrics. And even if you do not run paid advertising for your business, then you have a customer acquisition cost of your time. How much of your time does it take to acquire a customer? If you're posting organic content or doing other manual outreach forms, add up all your time and see how much it's actually costing you to acquire a customer. Those are very, very important numbers, and all successful people and millionaires know their numbers. Reputation. It takes years to build up, but can be ruined in a matter of days. You only get one name, so make sure people speak highly of you. Do what you said you were going to do. Deliver what you said you're going to deliver. And all in all, be an integral individual. He gave me examples of doing business with many people over a handshake. Now, when I say business, I mean millions and millions of pounds. So make sure that you are a person of your word and you deliver what you say you're going to deliver. I think personally that is massively undervalued and not spoken about enough in this day and age. And the last one is always be learning. In other words, never stop investing in yourself, never stop educating yourself and filling yourself with new knowledge. He told me he still spends tens of thousands of pounds on his own education. And he said that education and knowledge is probably the greatest thing that separates millionaires from average people.
I want to thank you for your time, as always. It's been really inspirational spending all this time with you here.
So now that you've heard some of those traits of successful people and multi-millionaires, how many of them do you possess? Looking at your habits, looking at your traits, which ones are you missing? And maybe which ones do you already possess? Let me know in the comments. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back to the office, break down the 2 business models that are going to thrive during the current economical climate.